Valley. Well, he knew that I had some drugs on me. And we were driving on this tour. We were going state to state in a minivan. And at a demo, Mike likes and he says, look, Novak, I know you got some weed, maybe some other things on you. Get rid of them right now. We can't be driving. It's not safe with that on us. I threw it down the gutter of the demo. And that night after the demo was done, I got these girls to take me back to get my drugs out of the gutter. I was too high to skate.
It took the skateboarding and reality star Brandon Novak 13 inpatient stays to find sobriety. Now he's working to help others find life after addiction. His book, Dream Seller, an addiction memoir, is now a New York Times bestseller.
Brandon joins us now. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's such an interesting story too, because you grew up with good parents. You were telling us, good family life. So where did it become an addiction for you?
You know, I believe my personal story is I was genetically predisposed, right? My mother's a nuclear physicist on the board of Mercy Hospital. My brother's an attorney in the White House, practices pensions and benefits. Then you have my father who died as a direct result of the disease of addiction. He never had a job a day in his life. He taught me one thing: if and when I go to prison, how to conduct myself. Me, on the other hand, I was the first skateboarder endorsed by Gatorade, hanging out with Michael Jordan. Touring the world with Tony Hawk. I had a private tutor that went with me, designing my pro model at the age of 15. In those movies, Jackass, some of those movies broke box office records. I was a millionaire a few times over. Later on down the line, I became a New York Times top 10 seller who had written an autobiography, addiction memoir. On the flip side of that coin, I found myself walking into my 13th inpatient treatment center. I just woke up from being on life support for 7 days.
Wow.
My mother had bought me a plot. People had taken life insurance policies out on me. My mother had sold 3 homes to financially pay for me to go to 2 different treatment centers. She had lost everything. She didn't know how to help me, so she simply went to God with one prayer, and that prayer consisted of, God, please cure him, or kill me because I can't take it anymore. Today I stand before you with coming up on 4 years of continuous sobriety.
Do you remember when that moment was, after the 13 inpatients, that you were able to turn it around, and what was it that allowed you to turn it around? You
know, I travel all over the nation and the world for that matter, and I share my story, and people always say, well, my story is not as bad as yours. And my rebuttal to that is, my story was not as bad as my story in the beginning either. You know, I possess this, right, so I'm an addict, I'm an alcoholic. What that looks like, to summarize that, is that means I'm defiant by nature, I hate authority, and I will not conform unless it becomes my idea. You tell me what I need to do, I tell you why you need to get lost. Because I possess this job, and this job consists of knowing everything, right? So walking into my very first treatment center at the age of 17, I knew everything. Walking into my 13th treatment center at the age of 35, I was the kind of alcoholic that wanted to kill himself on a daily basis, but I didn't want to hurt myself in the process. I was horrible at suicide because I kept waking up. I was at a position in life where I was so low the curb like a skyscraper. They had me in the basement of this Catholic Charities rehab as this 19-year-old tech thumbs through this box of donations looking for a pair of 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 10th hand used underwear because I had no underwear. I'm praying to God that he finds this underwear. He doesn't find the underwear, but what he finds is a pair of size 40 women's sweatpants with no drawstring, a woman's tank top, and a pair of size 13 Jesus sandals. I had this revelation in the basement of that Catholic Charities rehab. What I know is that I don't know. And my very best thinking gets me here time after time. But the thing is you look at my resume and it stated that I knew some things, right? And I possess this disease of addiction. And what that means is it's a delusional disease that lies to me in my own voice. It makes me believe the unbelievable. Diagnose me with HIV, I'm rushing to the hospital to get medication. I don't want to die, fatal disease. Diagnose me with cancer, I'm rushing to the hospital to get chemo. I don't want to die, fatal disease. Diagnose me as an addict or an alcoholic, I need a glass of wine or a bag of heroin to figure out what's wrong with you for diagnosing me with said disease. Wow. Just as fatal as the first 2 diseases, left to my own devices, I'll believe I don't have a disease. I'll get up from this segment and I'll go buy heroin, and the scary thing is it will make complete sense to me.
Wow. So we had mentioned your first book,
yes,
and you have another project you're telling us about.
I've had, I was awarded and blessed with the opportunity to produce and develop the first ever addiction graphic novel. I'm very proud of this. It has never been done. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to people say, you know, how do we destigmatize? How do we, you know, we lift that? And the reality is it's happening on its own. Because today in the nation, 179 people will die as a direct result of an opioid overdose. So the topic's being destigmatized on its own. I'm simply trying to make it more of a conversational piece.
And we're looking at some examples here. Is this available now?
Yeah, you can go to my website, brandonnovak.com. And everything's all encapsulated there, or you can go to any book outlet.
Wow. So real quickly, and we could be talking to you for the next
Yeah, no
30 minutes about this, but a quick message that you say to young addicts who are trying to get their lives back on track.
It's real simple. Your history does not have to dictate your future. The disease of addiction is not a death sentence. And as long as you're breathing, it's never too late. I could not do this thing alone. I am here in Chicago to visit our Naperville location. I work with Banyan Treatment Center, and I'm here to speak to the clients during a very tough, trying time, which is the holiday season, because we, as addicts, alcoholics, we feel that in treatment, we feel that we're alone, that we've been left behind because we see the quote-unquote normal people having New Year's Eve parties, celebrating. So I come here and I speak with them, I speak to them, and I hang out with them for the holidays to let them know that they're not alone. Because I can't do this alone, but we can do it together. So if you're out there struggling and you need help, call me personally and we will help you. And my phone number is 610-546-2608. Call me and we will find you the help that you need that's appropriate to what you suffer from.
There's the information again here. The book, Dream Seller, an addiction memoir, now available. You have the number there that he's giving you directly. So that's pretty remarkable right there. You can contact him in that number. Again, 610-546-2608. Really appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you for giving me the platform to share my message of promise, hope, and freedom. So God willing, someone after this interview, they'll say, because right, we're defined by nature, we hate authority, we will not conform unless it becomes our idea. My hope here is to give a message of attraction rather than promotion. So someone can watch this and they might, God willing, say, if that guy can do it, there's no reason why I can't. Let me call him, can you help me? That's how we start this journey of recovery.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
All right.